Hi, good morning. This is 3955 Bornemouth Bend. I've just pulled up. I'm going to flip it around, but it is a downhill. And so I think that was some of the concern you had. You were like, how steep is the driveway? It is pretty steep. So let me flip it around and there we go. All right, so it is quite an incline. It does level out at the bottom. But it would be something that if you had an icy night, you're probably going to stay home. You're not going to be leaving. It is very nicely landscaped and ready. Has a big yard in the front. However, it is a downhill. So think about that. Looks like they have some irrigation stuff down here. Just right over here. And that's probably because as it rains, I don't see any real issues with it, but it would be something that water's going to come toward the house that way. It looks like they have this graded in such a way it levels out a little bit here. You do have side load, 2-car garage. But just to give you an idea that's a pretty steep hill. So I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, but it does level out and you do have additional parking here. I think that was the difference in the backyard. I had mentioned to you guys, like, hey, it doesn't have much of a backyard, but it looks like the side and the front are good. However, with this hill, you don't really have a flat area. You do have some back here. It does, especially with little ones, it does go pretty steep down that way. So one of the things you want to keep in mind is erosion control and fencing with little ones, because that is a very steep, I don't know if you can see it, I'm trying not to get too close, but you can see where it just drops right off. So it does like a slight grade here, but that right there, it's dropped straight down. You can kind of see it maybe a little bit better here. It goes straight down there. So that would be a concern that I would definitely have with little bitties. When your grandkids come to visit, you would want a fence for some protection there. Okay, coming in from the front door, you have this really lovely little entry area. You have some great lighting in here, so lots of natural sunlight. I thought the lights were on when I first came in, but there a few are, but mainly not, just because of the natural light. So right off to your right, what you're seeing here is the formal dining room, and you'll see the chair rail and crown molding throughout. Beautiful hardwood floors continue up the staircase all the way up to the stairs. The backers are all painted white, so it's nice and bright. Just to give you a little bit of let me back up so you can see. Here's from the front door, little entry area here, the staircase. It opens up right here. So when you first come in, to your right, like I mentioned, is that formal dining room, straight upstairs in the staircase. To your left, you have an office / exercise room here. And again, you'll notice that it has crown molding throughout this room is here. It has some sconce lighting on 2 of the far walls. There's no overhead lighting, but that could be easily remedied. And then again, with the hardwood floors, they go throughout. Nice little large size half bath here. So typically we don't see them quite this big, so it's kind of nice to have a little bit of space in there with updated lighting. And then it opens up. You've got some understairs storage with a great coat closet right off of your entry area. Okay, so the living room has a beautiful mantelpiece with some inlaid lighting, as well as the updated ceiling fans, hardwoods throughout here as well. They have a very large sectional, if you can tell, and it's got lots of room around it, so it shows very beautifully. I love it. It shows right out, goes straight out, eyes go right out to that deck. I believe this is just a traditional deck, wood framed. We'll head out there in a minute, but just to give you a view, they've got a buffet here with an eat-in kitchen, pantry, and then all of your appliances, little island here that goes, and a copper sink, which these are, a lot of people love these. They do tarnish, so that's something to keep in mind for maintenance wise, but they're not. So you've got a lighter wood with a darker granite. I believe that is granite. And then you've got the copper sink, and then It's a little bump out for your eating kitchen, and they have a 6-person table. So I just want to back up a little. So it's a large area right here, which is great because you've got lots of entertaining space, and it is an open concept, as you can see, because the kitchen's right in out to the living room area, and then you also have the deck area here. So if you're hosting guests and family, you've got space for everybody. So it's a really nice sized kitchen. Gas appliances. And then I believe this goes out to the garage. So I just wanted to show you guys the pantry that's right here in this area. So you've got a pretty large, not quite walk-in, but good source of storage in the kitchen, dining room area. And just to give you an idea, that's the garage door. Here's your kitchen again, overlooking your living room, eat-in dining, and then these double doors is that pantry I just showed you. And we will head upstairs now. All right, so it opens out to the garage here, and you can see it's a longer 2-car garage. Where the stairs come out, you still have adequate space for 2 full cars. They do have equipment in here and then a little bit of storage there. There's your electrical panel and access to the side yard for garbage. Looks like they have their recycle can in the garage. I am seeing a little bit of area at the bottom there where there possibly could have been some water entry. That is something that I was concerned about with that steep front yard. However, we would want to have an expert take a look at that and see if that's something that's concerning or old or what's going on with that. It doesn't look to be an active growing thing, so could be like, you know, really nothing. Just something to keep an eye on. And I don't see it on the other wall. I only see it on this far wall here, which makes more sense because this faces the front of the road, which means that water, like I had mentioned earlier, coming down, that would be something you'd want to just keep an eye on. So at the top of the stairs, you come up and straight ahead, there is a guest bedroom here that I would suggest is probably about 12 by 12. It is a square shape and it has Berber carpet. I'm not seeing any staining. Maybe a little bit of touch-up paint could be had, but nothing major in here. It has the double-doored closets. We'll open that up. It has adequate storage. It goes all the way down this wall and then a little bit further on the left. So it is a good sized double closet. Coming back out, as I mentioned, a lot of natural light in here, which is great. Right off to your left, coming up the stairs, is, I believe, the primary bedroom. So they have an oversized king in here, or maybe it is, I don't think it's a California king, but, and some larger furniture. And as you can see, I'm navigating around everything just fine. So you've got the 2 windows here. They have the updated fan lighting, and then you walk in to your ensuite bathroom, which has a soaker tub, double vanity, and 1-step shower. And then you have your walk-in closet here. So it's not really showing. Let me shut the door and you'll see that it's technically a 1 entry, but it does have these little mini doors to kind of give it a nice little look. But they have lots of storage in here. So it's a good size walk-in closet. Give you another peruse of, you got some more natural light coming in above there. Double. Okay. All right, so that's the primary bedroom, and then you have the guest that I showed you earlier right outside of the staircase. Right next to that down the hall, you have another bedroom, and this one's quite larger. I would say this one's probably a 14 or 15 by 12 with a nice double windows. And then you again have the double closet doors in here. It definitely needs a little bit of touch-up paint. You might be able to see that on camera. Nothing is too major. It's just a little bit of touch-up that it needs. But I see that a couple places. You can kind of see that on the wall there. But overall, it's a great little property. Okay, so down the hall, and we'll head up to the 3rd floor in just a minute. But this is another bedroom. And again, this one is probably similar, about 12 by 15. So they have a nice full-size bed in here. It's decorated really nicely. Some larger looking furniture. You've got 2 windows for nice light. Just want to give you guys an idea. This one looks like it's been, I was going to say freshly painted, but then I see a few nicks. So, and then they kind of booby-trapped the closet door a little bit, but let's see if we can get in and see. And it actually does have a good sized closet. For backing up, just to give you an idea, it's only one single door, but it does go all the way in. And you've got a little bit of an angled, but a good sized closet with lighting. Okay. And then further down the hallway, you have a full bath. Nice neutral colors. Cabinets are similar to what we saw downstairs in the kitchen. Nothing too major. I don't know if they're living here full time or if they just are outgrown it. It's seems to really only bedrooms that are occupied are the primary and then some exercise rooms. This is an oversized bedroom. This would be, gosh, probably a 16 by 15 or 16 by, maybe even a 16 by 16. It's a little bit longer, so I'm not sure. It has 2 double closets for storage in here. And it does not go all the way through, but just to give you an idea of space, this does go down to that wall. You've got some attic storage here. And then another wall there. And I just want to turn to give you an idea of size. Excuse me. One window on the back wall, and you can see they have large exercise equipment in here. 3 different pieces. Again, additional storage there, similar to the front one. You've got a treadmill, a rowing machine or a Bowflex rower, I believe it is, and then an elliptical, and there's space in between each of these. So this is a really good sized room in here, and that's at the end of the hallway. Something I forgot to mention was it does have the hardwoods throughout, but most of the bedrooms have this Berber carpet. It all seems to be in good condition. I don't see a ton of wear and tear. There's a little bit in this exercise room. You can see right here, a little snag, but like no stains, no major issues on the floor. I believe this is the laundry, and I'm right. So in the hallway, just to give you an idea, that is the primary. There's those 3 bedrooms here. This is the hall bathroom. Right across from the hall bathroom, you have your laundry room upstairs. So they have the washer and dryer, a little rack for storage and bins. So it's a really nice size little laundry space that can easily be closed up. Let me get these doors shut, and I'll just give you this one door wants to stick a little, sorry about that. But this is the double doors, laundry area. It nicely closes out and you don't even realize it's there. So now we're gonna head upstairs. Okay, so we've come upstairs, and it seems to be like a loft-esque because it comes up here for the 3rd floor. I'm assuming they probably just closed out the attic space when they probably had that as an option when it was built. I believe these may be closets or walk-in attic space. So yep, I was right. So this is walk-in attic space. This one houses your upstairs heater unit, AC unit. There's a little bit, more than a little bit, I guess. There's some corrosion, so that's something to definitely would want to have looked at. You've got electrical in here as well, but you have nice and easy access to your AC. Could floor over some of this to give additional storage. And you've got a little bit of floor space here. Okay, so I believe that's probably the regular closet, and this may or may not be additional storage in the attic, and I'm right. Okay, so this one has an outside light to it. This is more of what I was thinking the other one was going to be. So you see it does have floored. It's actually quite a large room. They have lots of storage in here already, and then you've got the eave space for your ducting back there. Everything looks, as far as insulated, really well, and it is nice and lit, so it'll be a nice walk-in storage area. This would be a great grandkids playroom. Oh, this is not regular storage. This is just access to the ductwork. So this is kind of behind that storage space here that I showed you, the walk-in. This is access to that, so that's something to keep in mind. You'd probably want to figure out a way to put locking doorknobs on those in case you have littles to come visit. You don't want them to go out into the eaves of the attic. But this would be a great like playroom if you could accommodate that, because it is probably a 15 by 12. So again, it has nice natural light, ceiling fan in here, 2 walk-in attic spaces, and then just the duct area. A little bit of paint, looks like handprints up here. So this house probably needs a little bit of painting done. But then we're headed back downstairs. Okay, so we are back outside on the deck. Just want to show you from the French doors here. They come out, and you do have some flattened space in the backyard. I'm just going to show you, kind of looks like they've either done some seeding or the yard looks really beautiful as far as the grass goes. And then you've got this upper deck that's probably 12 by 13, 12 by 14, not quite a squared off one. It is traditional wood, and it looks like it has been sealed and painted recently. And then you have the stairs leading up. And this is kind of, those are your dual zoned AC units down there. And then I'm just going to show you the green space. So you've got a little bit more on the sides, and then with the deck under, you've got some space. But it is not quite a large yard, which might be good for you guys. Just don't have to maintain as much. Something I want to point out, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, is I would put a fence up with littles. I think I mentioned this earlier. That is a huge danger thing, because it goes, I don't know if you can see, it goes straight down. So something to keep in mind. You might have to think about finances for fencing, just to keep it a safety thing for animals or for grandkids. All right, so this was Bornemouth Bend. It's a lovely little home here in Wellington.